So guys, today we have another tier list video because you know I love making these and you guys love watching these. But today we're not doing an anime, we're doing The Boys, and one of the best series out right now. And if you guys didn't know, I did The Boys season 4 kind of recap and reaction to that really recently. And you guys are probably thinking, hey Loon, 2 Boys videos almost in a row. And you know what I gotta say to that? Oi, oi, oi. Homelander's got me, son. I'm so bad at that impersonation. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a tier list ranking all the Boys characters. This is probably going to be my last Boys series unless something, or Boys video, unless something miraculous happens, or until Gen V 2 drops out, and I might do a reaction to that. But I do love this series, and I thought, why not make a tier list for all the characters? They have brilliant characters, and it's nice to kind of take a break from anime every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I do love me some anime, though. All right, so we have the classic tier list. I'm adding the GOAT section again. We have S plus GOAT, and then we have S, best, great characters, good characters, mid, and then bad characters. And we are ranking these characters not on power, nothing like that, just how cool or how great of a character they are, in my opinion, and my opinion is always right. And I'm just playing. You guys always, there's always someone who gets offended at that. If you guys have a different opinion, that's completely fine. Just leave it in the comment section. And if you guys like these videos, hit the sub, like button, and let me know what tier list you guys want me to make next. I've watched many shows and movies in my life. All right, let's get into this. So we got a list of extensive characters. This is the only tier list that I found that actually had like throwback characters and pretty much everyone essentially I want to rank. All right, so wow, starting off really, really strong. Anthony Starr's Homelander. This is way too easy. It's going in it's gonna end up in the GOAT section most likely. I'm gonna put him in best for now. He's probably gonna end up in GOATs though. We're gonna see at the end of the video, and I'll see who's like the top 3, and I'll move it up to the GOATs. All right, so come on, Homelander is the whole purpose of the show. Essentially, he is the main antagonist and the guy who is just on edge, bro. He's not on edge. Everyone's on edge around him, and every episode he just seems more and more unhinged. And to talk about an actor that just absolutely encapsulates a role, Anthony Starr kills it as Homelander. If anyone deserves an Emmy in this show, it is him, and I feel like everyone should agree with that because he is indubitably the best actor in the show. And well, they're all amazing actors, don't get me wrong, but he is Homelander, bro. And yeah, Homelander is so cool of a character. I hate him as a person. As a character, not a person. I love Anthony Starr. I hate him as a character, but because I hate him so much, you know he's a good character. He's kind of like a Ramsay Bolton of Game of Thrones because, you know, I actually liked Ramsay Bolton because of how sadistic he was. Brilliantly written character. Absolutely the best depiction of what a Superman would be like in real life right here. Homelander. Absolutely nuts. Yeah. Nothing else to say. I mean, I'd be shocked if anyone didn't put him up here, but, you know, everybody's got their opinions. We got Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve was not in the latest season, but she was a pinnacle character for the first 3 seasons. She was essentially the Wonder Woman spinoff, or not spinoff, parody, and she had the exact same powers as Wonder Woman, except I will say, Maeve, I love what they did with her story of her actually being lesbian and, like, she had a relationship with Homelander. She never liked Homelander. She admitted that to him. And Homelander was like actually insulted by that. And Maeve was one of the few people that can actually pose not a full threat to Homelander, but a slight threat to Homelander, you know? And she went out with some great heroicism with that of the battle with Soldier Boy. And, you know, I don't know where she is now, but she is alive in the story. And I hope they bring her back for the last season. She was a great addition, and I really like her character. I think that she's going to go in great. She's a great character. Queen Maeve, I think at the beginning, she was kind of like a sideline character when they first introduced the 7. I mean, she was in it. She was kind of like Starlight's guide because she was the only girl, and she was kind of telling her, like, yo, this system's kind of fucked. Like, I'm telling you, bro. But as the show progressed, she had way more layers, and then her whole relationship with Butcher was even more nuts. She wasn't just full lesbian, obviously she's bi, but yeah, she saw the system for what it was. She knew what it was, and she was a part of it knowingly, and then redeemed herself. A great story. All right, Starlight's an interesting one for me. I think the way that she was written in the first season, I'm gonna say also the second season, I'm gonna say the first 2 seasons, she was a great character. I really liked her. Annie, she was complex. She was a great depiction of what it would be like for someone to get adopted into a corrupt system, because she was actually a good person at heart initially. Well, to an extent, you find out about her pageant stuff later on, but she was a good hero trying to do hero work, and then found the system corrupt, and it all started with the deep committing essay. on her, and some Hollywood stuff, some Weinstein, and we'll just call it that. But yeah, I will say in season 3, Starlight's story starts to fall off. She becomes more sidelined as a character. I lost slight interest in her in season 3, and I don't think it had anything to do with Starlight. Essentially, it had more to do with how many other characters had more screen time and more interestingness with their stories, that I was kind of not caring about Annie's story as much. I will say season 4, man, poor Annie, like, it had nothing to do with the actual character in season 4. I think it had more to do with Erin Mortery, the actress. And I hate to do this again. I did this in my last video talking about season 4 because I hate to throw appearances in it. But with an actress that does such a huge change to their physical appearance, it distracts you. Even MM, to an extent, he lost a shit ton of weight before the last season, and he looked a lot different. It was kind of distracting too at the very first sight of him, although MM's distraction I adapted to pretty fast. I remember my roommate thought it was he got recasted. I was like, no, that's the same guy, bro. But like, Starlight's face was really distracting in season 4, and I'm nothing to the actress. If she wants to get that done, that's cool. But as a viewer, I have to be objective and say that every time her scenes were on, I was just like, oh, this looks weird. It looked like handsome Squidward. But yeah, she took mewing to another level. I'm gonna put her. She is. I don't know whether to put her great or good. I think for now, I'm gonna put her at the end of great. She might move down to good because depends on how many characters I end up having great in comparison. All right, we got Butcher. Oi, oi, oi. Homelander's got me son. Dude, Butcher's awesome. He is what the boys represent. Like, he is the whole purpose of the show, essentially. I mean, one of the purposes, he was the guy who wanted to kill Homelander from the beginning to the end, and he got the boys together for this very reason. And he met Huey at the way beginning, saw his little brother in Huey with Lenny, and he was take things to the extreme extent for whatever it takes to kill Homelander. But he is troubled in his own way due to his ex-wife, because of essentially, like, Becca has a kid with Homelander. She got R-worded, but she still had a kid with him, and so he's conflicted. And he had probably one or two opportunities, I wouldn't say to kill Homelander, but to have a chance to kill him maybe, and he folded in the last minute. So he has a lot of contradictory in his own personality, and that's truly shown in season 4 with the addition of his schizophrenia that is kind of Venom-like. It's almost like a Venom parody when he took. It is essentially because of his powers, but he took the Gen V, and he's on a timeline. He's most likely gonna die this next season, and everyone knows that. But Butcher is the whole point of the show, essentially. I think he's gonna go up there with Anthony Starr for the best as of right now. These guys are like some of my favorite characters. I honestly think they're tied. I don't know who I would put above. I think I'm gonna put Homelander more because I hate Homelander more than I like Butcher, if that makes sense. All right, we got Huey. Huey is the right way to write a superhero show is through the perspective of a normal person. And Huey is the grounded person in this story. And as much as I think that Huey's an absolute little bitch because he's a simp, I love him as a character objectively. He embodies the perspective of us. We're viewing this. If we were in a superhero world as normal people, we would be in Huey's position. He also goes through a great arc of understanding that he's going to be a better person than some of these other people. He forgave A-Train. He even wanted to side with or work with Victoria Newman at the end of it. And like, Huey's a great character. I think he's going to go at the end of best for me. He's going to go at the end of best. I wouldn't put him at as high as Butcher or Homelander, but he's going to go there for me. All right, Black Noir. Black Noir is so interesting of a character. Talk about the most mysterious character of the series. At the beginning, I don't know. They never really touched into depth of what happened with Black Noir after he died, like the actual OG Black Noir, but it seems like they recasted him, but they casted the same guy. But in the show, they recasted Black Noir, had another guy just playing Black Noir, so they seemed like nothing happened. And the other guy has similar powers. He's strong and stuff, but he can actually fly and do a lot of other things. But they didn't want people to know that. So Black Noir at first was just like a silent ninja. I think originally he would have been a good character, just being a badass silent ninja. But with the arc of Soldier Boy arc in season 3, and we got to see more of Black Noir's origins with the war, and then how fucked up his brain is, and he has like these like imaginary friends and hallucinations, schizophrenia essentially, and then also he's extremely allergic to almond joys. That was one of the funniest twists for such a badass character to be like, that's his kryptonite, almond. Like, I'm dead. Or coconut. I think it was almonds, though. Yeah, I like Black Noir, and I like that he gets to talk now. I think he's going to go great. He's going to go... This is hard for me. I think I like Black Noir more than Starlight. I like if we're talking season 1 or 2 of Starlight would be in the best, but they kind of really did sideline her. That's just my opinion. I know there's some hardcore Starlight fans out there that are probably going to give me hate for that, but that's just my take. All right, we got Soldier Boy, or Jensen Ackles playing Soldier Boy. Talk about another actor that just absolutely bodied the role. Soldier Boy, in my opinion, I hate to do this because he was a one-season character, but he's going to go in the best section, bro. Not only is he bad at... Dude, I feel like I have to put Maeve up here now. Or should he go in the top of great? I'm going to put him at the top of great because I feel like Maeve and him did equal parts to me as a character. Soldier Boy was fucking badass. Talk about like a manly man. And he was also technically the dad of Homelander. They used his cells like in his like genetics. Like Soldier Boy was so cool, and also a complete cocksucker douchebag. And then once you find out about him, you're like, oh wait, I don't like this guy anymore. And then Homelander also Butcher and Huey also realized, wait, Soldier Boy is also pretty fucking shit too. Yeah, great character. Oh, this is hard. Do I move up these guys to the best characters? I don't know. I think for now I'll leave them here, but we'll see how this tier list goes as we move on. All right, we got is an amazing character. Also, god damn, this show has so many good characters. This show might have like the most lopsided tier list yet. We'll see. I thought my last tier list was gonna be lopsided with Attack on Titan, or actually, I don't think Attack on Titan. I don't know if I'm gonna release Attack on Titan after this one. I think I will. So, yeah, scratch that. Attack on Titan is gonna be in the next tier list, and I already filmed it, so it's also a lot kind of slightly top heavy. And it's obvious though. All right, Mother's Milk. Also, funny ass name. You can't really say much bad about him. He has such a great story from the beginning to the end, or the latest season. I mean, he is this hardened guy that actually has an extreme soft spot because of his family. And he is in a really tough position as he has worked with the boys, but yet wants to protect his family, but has to go all in. And I think he's a very layered character with his anxiety and his panic attacks playing a role now too, and also how he had to swallow his pride and accept that his ex-wife is moving on with her life because he just physically can't be there for them with the role that he plays. And is, I think, also one of the best characters. I really like MM a lot. But with that being said, I think I like Soldier Boy more than MM, and I might have to put Maeve right behind Soldier Boy. So yeah, I think that's more fair, guys. MM might end up in best too, bro. This is hard. Yeah. So right now I'm going to do that because I do like Soldier Boy more than MMM, and I like Maeve equally to Soldier Boy because they're just absolute badass characters. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that for right now. Yeah, damn, I almost feel like everybody's going to end up in best. I love this show so much. All right, Kimiko, another best character. Dude, I love Kimiko a lot. One of the main reasons I watch is Kimiko. She's fucking hot, and she's awesome, bro. Like, she's a badass. I don't even like Asian girls like that. I fucking love Kimiko, bro. She's fucking so cool. She's doesn't even speak much. Well, she spoke once, but her relationship with Frenchie is also layered, and her past is very troubled. She's the absolute unit in the boys, probably the most useful boys character in terms of absolute brutal strength. I love her, and yeah, there's nothing else to say about that. I think she's gonna go right here for me. She's probably my third favorite character. Damn, I'm really conflicted if I'm gonna have to move Maeve down because I just don't want everyone to end up in best. Yeah. All right, we'll leave it at that right now. We'll leave it like that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep moving this tier list around. This is going to be a really hard one. But Kimiko is fucking badass. And then once you find out about her past, like on the reason why she was like that, essentially, and how she can't talk and everything, it's just so fucked up. And it kind of gives you light of the reality of superpowers. If there was superpowers, you don't think people would be human trafficking and trying to make superhuman weapons with kids? Like, of course they would. They're already doing effed up shit in our world right now. You think superhero powers would make it any better? No. Kimiko, absolute unit. Love her to death. I hope she ends up with Frenchie. I ship them so hard. And speaking of, we got Frenchie. All right, this isn't going to be a tough one to rank. So I have a reason for this. So the first 3 seasons, Frenchie would have been maybe in the GOAT conversation. He would have been at least best. They really did him dirty this last season, and I don't know how much I want to factor in this last season because season 4, Frenchie, he got sidelined for like half the season. He had this weird arc where it was him and Colin, because, you know, Frenchie's bi, and he had a relationship with Colin, and some people were hating on the fact that he was gay. I don't care for that stuff. I just thought it was really done in poor pacing because it was like him and Colin saw each other. They used to hook up. They're hooking up again. Oh, wait, you find out Frenchie killed his whole family. Oh, my God. Then he tells him Colin hates him. He goes to jail, is gone for like 2 episodes, 2 to 3 episodes, wasn't there, and wouldn't see anyone. And then suddenly he's back, forgives himself with Kimiko's help, and then has a relationship with Kimiko. So it just seems so like cut and dry and not seasoned. It seems like chicken breast without seasoning, guys. Like, that's Frenchie's story in season 4. It's unfortunate that it went that way. I really, really love Frenchie. Like, I really want to put him in best, but they did him dirty at the end of season 4. I'm going to have to put him at the top of great. That hurts me to put him here, guys, because I really want him here. I think at the end of the show, I'll probably do another tier list, and hopefully they do him right in season 5, and then he ends up in the best section again. But I don't feel right putting him up there with these guys because these guys have consistently, well, with the exception of Soldier Boy because he was only on 1 season, but these guys have consistently led the series. I will say Kimiko didn't have as much seasons in season 4, but she didn't have any bad seasons in season 4. So she doesn't get hurt by that. Yeah. God, Frenchie, I love you, man. I want you to go up. All right, now we're going to, these are like some of the hardest hitters they put at the beginning of the list. But all right, now we're at Stormfront, the Nazi of the group. She is super old and had a relationship with Homelander. And one of the most interesting relationships, like they like would beat the shit out of each other and bang each other out. Because she was one of the few people that could take all that heat. And Stormfront is crazy, psychotic. Great character though. I love the Nazi twist that they had on her. She is, damn, she's also a really good character. Fuck, what do I put her? She was a great villain, but then she gets sidelined. I'm gonna put her a good character. Very, very borderline great. Fuck, I think I'm gonna have to put her in great. She was a pretty good villain. The Nazi twist really put the cherry on top. Yeah, I'm gonna put her there. All right, we got Victoria Newman. Oh my God, another great character. Is there any bad characters? Can we rate a bad character real quick? Like, I don't even know if there's gonna be any, guys. This is just gonna be so top heavy. All right, Victoria Newman, we'll go into it. Another great character. This is gonna be easy. She, for me, will fall. I think she falls right above Starlight. She's neck and neck with Starlight for me. Victoria, also interesting. The actress dates Huey's actor in real life, which is awesome. But Victoria Newman is a really great character. She's written well. She comes in the series as that girl who is running for vice president. Or president or whatever. And she is going to stand for what's right. She's a good person rooting for everyone, right? Nope. She's actually a soup, guys. And she explodes heads, which is one of the most craziest powers. She's a bloodbender, just like Maria. And then you find out even more layers. She has a kid. She's also the daughter of Vought's CEO, adopted daughter. Then it just keeps getting layered in. And then her whole, and I will say that her ending was tragic with the way that like she went out. She ended up back there and then butchered, absolutely fucking tore her apart, even though she was about to agree with the deal with the boys. But yeah, great character, well written. Actually, I'm gonna put her above Black Noir. Yeah, I can't put her above MMM, but I'm okay with that. Chase Crawford as the Deep, too fucking easy, bro. Oh, this is hard. Who do I put? Dude, you guys are gonna give me so much hate. I don't even care. I love the Deep. He's probably my favorite character in the show. He is the embodiment of how you write a character as a comic relief. Don't try to make it too deep. Get it? The deep? Getting deep with Deep. Also, I love that he does so much social media stuff as in character as the Deep for the like social media for the boys. Chase Crawford is another character that embodies the Deep or their role, but also like you don't take him seriously, and the show knows you don't take him seriously, and so they run with it instead of like it being comic relief like the Flash, and then you try to give him some story and you're like, oh, why do I even feel bad for this guy? He's really supposed to be just funny. No, they're like, no, he's funny. Let's just keep making him funny. You can feel bad for him with some of the stuff that goes on, but you can just feel like I felt bad when he had to kill his octopus girlfriend, but then I started laughing because it's an octopus. Like, he is so fucking funny, and I love that he's probably one of the dumbest characters, but yet has lasted the longest in the series, and that's because Homelander probably has a fucking soft spot for him, bro. He's one of the most loyal members of the Seven for Homelander, and yeah, I love the Deep, man. Even from the beginning of his introduction, I think I will say the only time I didn't like the Deep was the way beginning when he made Starlight do that effed up essay thing. But ever since that very first scene, he has absolutely bodied this role, bro. He is so funny. The dolphin scene where he's trying to save the dolphin's life, breaks too hard and kills the dolphin. Like, that is so funny. Then he joins a cult in season 2, bro. Like, that was so goofy. I can't be the only one that loves the Deep the most, man. There's no way. He's just so funny. But yeah, so he's up there. Ashley, underrated character in my opinion. I think Ashley is great. Also, damn, there is not a single bad character in the show yet. I think it would get there. We're going to get there. I see some people that I'll probably put later on that are somewhat mid. But Ashley is great because she is a psychotic. I think she's one of the most underrated characters. Hot take, I like her more than Starlight. Yeah, I'm going to get some hate for that. I like how Ashley, we get a perspective of someone who is in Deep, has ran with it, but is still human. In Deep. I'm going to keep saying that. But she is in it with the Seven and Vought, but yet at the same time she has no real role. She teeters. She had power at one point, and then I think she was always a good character, and then she became great in this last season when you see the whole triumph with A-Train, where they're both like, they look at each other and know how crazy it is, the position that they're in, and they hate it. And I mean, at the end of the episode 8, the finale, she knew she was about to get fucking killed, so she had to run and inject herself with V, and I really want to see what happens with her with season 5. She's a great character, well written, and again, probably the most underrated character in my opinion. I actually will put her above Black Noir. She has more scenes and more layers. Yeah, she's neck and neck with Newman in my opinion. All right, we have the old CEO. I think she was the CEO of no, she was the senior vice president. Sorry, she was the vice CEO. Madam Madeline Stillwell. She was only in one season, but she did good in that one season. I think she's fine. I think it's the first entry in just a good character. I think she would have been more, but she kind of just served as a plot point. And I almost would put her in mid if it wasn't for her whole relationship with Homelander was just so interesting. She was like his mom, but like sexual way. And you also find out Homelander has like a mommy kink through her. And yeah, crazy. She's a good character because of the ending of season 1, and you find out how crazy Homelander truly is. That was really cool. All right, we got Stan Edgar, the adopted father of Vicky, the Vice President Newman. And yeah, Edgar is great. He's the CEO of Vought, and he was in prison. I'm going to put him in good, and I want to put him in great, but they fucking did him dirty, man. He's another character that I really wish would have gone higher. If we were talking seasons 1 through 3, he would have been at the end of great for me, because he was the guy who was not afraid of Homelander. Like, he was really like, you realize that you're dumb, right? Like, Homelander, you're strong as shit, but you can't run a business. And we start finding that out when Edgar leaves, because then Homelander really did kind of run Vought to the ground, and he had to go complete dictatorship, which is going to be this next season, in order to get what he wants. And even then, he needs the help of Sage and a lot of other people. I think Stan Edgar gets nerfed a little bit because of his season 4 appearance. It's almost like they shouldn't have even shown him, or they should have shown him in a different way. He gets in for like an episode or two, and then he gets casted off again. But hopefully he comes back for season 6 or 5 with the way that they ended his story in season 4. It would be really sad if we don't get to see that plot fulfilled. All right, we got Newman's daughter. I do not know her name, but we're gonna call her Newman's daughter. She got injected with V by Victoria Newman. She's the whole soul of Victoria Newman's existence is to protect her, and then she later finds out that. Though I like the circle that they put with her, where she ends up in the same home, like adoption home, as her mom, even though her mom was trying to avoid that in all ways possible. I hope that Edgar comes out and actually does protect her, but overall, I'm gonna put her as mid. We don't get to see much of her. She gets in like one fight or two technically with at the end of the season, but she is just a plot point. Serves as Victoria's reasoning and for everything. So mid. Ryan's an interesting character. He is complex. He's a kid that we meet as a kid, the kid of Homelander's R-word moment with Becca, and the sole conviction of why Butcher can't pull the trigger because he keeps thinking about Ryan. And he had an opportunity to possibly wipe out all soups with the virus, but he still was thinking about Ryan because Ryan is also a soup. And yeah, that's a tough situation Ryan's in. Ryan, if anyone has a chance of killing Homelander, it'd probably be him. It's his blood and son. And he's also the first, I think, true-born soup where he didn't have to get injected with any V. Yeah, this one's an interesting one. I like him. I don't love him. So I'm going to put him in good for now. He has potential to get great later in the season of the series, the last season. The reason I put him in good is because he still kind of serves as a plot point for Butcher and Homelander. He doesn't get much of his own story with the exception of like when he would get casted on that like kids show and stuff. Sorry, I had a sneeze. But yeah, he's a good character. He's a good character. Serves as a plot point. Again, just not to the level of these guys, you know. He doesn't get that many scenes as well. And he shows up later in the series. All right, now we have Joe Kessler. I did have to search up his name because I forgot the character's name. But Joe Kessler is a seemingly later addition to the show. Not seemingly. He is a later addition to the show. He is in season 4. And he originally served as, oh my God, old Butcher's friend. Like from the old days, they served together and Butcher and him would do really fucked up shit. You then find out through his hallucinations that he was able to talk to Becca, which is also a hallucination because she's dead. And you find out, no, this is just a part of his head and the effects of the Gen V that Butcher has been taking. And now he's seeing him as the devil on his shoulder where Becca is the angel. And, you know, Joe is Butcher in a way because he's in his head just telling him to do the fucked up things that he needs to do, but to get the job done. And I love him as a character. He's a true depiction of why, like, how to write a character for one season. I mean, this show is so good at that. I mean, look at Soldier Boy. In this one very season, he was extremely pinnacle to the story, and he is Venom. He's Venom for Butcher, a parody essentially. And in his short stint, I actually like him a lot. I'm gonna put him right here. I don't think he deserves to be higher than Starlight just because Starlight has so much story depth. So I'll put him there for now. All right, we got Becca. Becca, Butcher's ex-wife and also the mother of Ryan and the baby mama for Homelander. Becca is an interesting character. I think she was mid for a while of the series because she kind of served as the same thing as Victoria's daughter, just as a plot point. I am going to upgrade her to good because she does come back as the consciousness and angel on Butcher's shoulders, and she's the reason Butcher is in line and certain things like that. And she does get a lot of scenes. She's also was a lot of help with the Ryan's arc. I think Becca will go right here for me. I'm okay with that. She's a good character. All right, now we have one of the C-lister heroes or B-listers or whatever, Pop Claw. She was A-Train's girlfriend, and they were addicts together, and she was, like, hopped up on that V, bruh. But she, a great plot point character for A-Train. Story arc, doesn't get to see too much of her tragic way that she died. She is better than Newman's daughter, in my opinion, but we don't get to see too much of her. I think she's a borderline good character. I think I'm going to put her at the top of mid. A-Train. Fucking love A-Train. He's going to go in the best section. If you were to talk about A-Train prior to this season, he would have been a great character, but his redemption arc is peak boys writing. I think A-Train actually goes to me above Huey. I know that's a hot take. I'm gonna put him above Kimiko, bro. I really like A Train's arc. It's an understandable arc, and like he actually wanted to be a hero deep down, and you see the progression of his story through being in the Seven. He's one of the only original Seven members that's always been there, and he betrayed Homelander because he couldn't fucking take it anymore, bro. Yeah, he's tied to Kimiko. In my opinion, they're both like neck and neck characters for me. But yeah, I love A Train. Great actor. Great everything about this character, honestly. Peak character. A great redemption arc. It worked really well. All right, now we got a goofy character, Love Sausage. I think he was introduced in the Orgy episode or something like that, but he was definitely reintroduced in the last episode of the season 8 when they all took all the boys and they assigned different heroes to take them all, and he was one of the guys. And yeah, his power is an extremely huge sausage, and he's funny. He's funny, dude. This show is great at making funny characters. I have to put him in good because he's so fucking funny of a character, bro. That's his power, and I feel like for that reason, I have to put Popclaw at the end of good because she actually served a good plot point. Yeah, damn, this is so top heavy of a list. All right, we got what is it, Lamplighter? Yeah, Lamplighter. Lamplighter was a funny dude. It's hard, man. All these characters are so freaking good. Lamplighter is also a funny character, man. You know what? I'm gonna put Popclaw here, and I'm gonna put Lamplighter here, because they're pretty like. I feel like I have to put Lamplighter in mid. I hate to do that, but it's just, I can't have this list just being purely top heavy, can I? No, I can, bro. They're both all good characters. I'm so sorry. I'm so conflicted, guys. Lamplighter was funny. He was one of the original 7 members, but then he got written off. And also, like, the whole story with how he wanted to redeem himself, and then he got fucking murked, and it ironically got burnt to death. Like, God, The Boys is so good. This show has such good characters, man. Yeah, there we go. I'm leaving that. All right, Sage. We got the smartest hero of all time. She is a really good character. Is she a great character? I think she would have been a really great character with her brains and being Homelander's like main device. I think the only thing that nerfed her from getting high on this list is because I personally didn't like that she had this all planned. She was still there for Homelander and to fulfill her promise. And Homelander was like, "Why would you do this?" And she was like, "Because it was fun." And like I didn't like that, because I feel like someone that was smart like Sage would have felt insulted by the way that Homelander treated her and would have just been like, "All right, well, fuck you. I want you to fail." But I didn't like how they wrote her in that way, so I'm going to have to downgrade her a little bit. I think she's going to go at the top of good for me, right behind Ryan. I don't know. I want to put her higher. I really do, but I didn't like how that ended, the season 4, where she was still on Homelander's side, even though he just absolutely dissed the shit out of her. Yeah, I don't like that. But again, she has potential. She's probably going to move up. It depends on what season 5, because she said it's all according to plan. I think she's still got something up her sleeve against Homelander, but we'll see. All right, we got Firecracker. Firecracker's a fun character. She's a good character. I'm going to put her behind Sage, mainly because she doesn't really have too much substance. I think the only layers that we truly get of hers is when she had that whole thing against Starlight where they had pageantry battles against each other, and she proved that Starlight was a bitch back then, and then was a mean person. And then also the extent that Firecracker would go to serving Homelander, and she has to be at least good because she had the funniest scene in the show, the fucking milk scene when she squirted on his face, and then Homelander goes like, that was so funny, bro. Like, it was just peak, bro. All right, so yeah, she's a good character. All right, we got Frenchie's friend. What's her name? Her name is Cherry Moncoeur. She is a good friend of Frenchie, but to be honest, doesn't really serve. I mean, she is a reoccurring character, but doesn't really serve much of a role. So I'll put her here. I'm sorry. She's not a bad character. She's just like in it to talk to Frenchie sometimes. That's about it. All right, we got Huey's dad. Huey's dad's interesting. He's a good character. I think he serves a very similar role to Becca. I'm gonna put him right behind Becca. I think they both serve that role of one of the main characters' motivation and things like that. But he's a little bit different because, you know, Huey didn't interact with him much besides season 1 until this last season when he was dying. And then I also liked the relationship he had with him at the end of it all, where he tried to save his life, but then realized, no, V is not the right way to go. And then his mom accidentally injects him with V, and then next thing you know, he's killing everyone. And it's a sad way to go. I think he's a good character, though. Yeah, I also love the actor. Great actor. He was in the, what is it, Shaun of the Dead. All right, we got Huey's mom. Oh, man, this is tough. I don't like Huey's mom. Wow. I'm going to put her in bad. She's the first character that's going to go in bad. And here's the reason. Bro, you left him. You left him. And then you came back thinking everything was going to be okay. Or not that, but like, I mean, she's redeeming herself right now. So I guess technically she should be mid. But I don't know, man. Huey's mom is just, I don't know. I might put her in mid. How are you going to leave this dude just because you want to be avoided? And then even then, like, she left for a while even after Huey came back as an adult. And she was the reason, technically she's the reason for the deaths in the hospital, because she injected her ex-husband with V, bro. So yeah, I mean, bad character in my eyes. She's one of those characters that technically, if we're talking about it objectively, she shouldn't be bad. She should be mid, but this is my personal list and I don't like her, so mid. All right, we have, oh man, God, we have a lot of moms that I hate in this show. We got Starlight's mom. She is mean Bobini. She sucks. She's the reason Starlight has like so much problems, most likely. I mean, she is a shitty ass mom, bro. She was a pageant mom that forced Starlight to be all holy, good, and just, and all this bullshit. Put unexpected expectations for her, and then when she got her whole abortion thing, she was like, "Why would you do that?" Blah blah blah. She is the opposite of a supportive mom. I hate her. She is my least favorite character in the show, most likely. I might even have to upgrade Huey's mom just in comparison. Yeah, I actually am gonna do that, because Huey's mom is at least, even though no, you know what? No, Huey's mom left Huey. No, fuck them. Both of them suck. Yeah, you know what? I'm leaving it at that. All right, we got Supersonic, fucking interesting character. He was essentially supposed to be in the 7, but then plot twist, the Deep is back. He served as a pinnacle role in Starlight and Huey's arc, and he was one of the few guys that I think was genuinely trying to do good, but then, you know, A-Train tells Homelander, and Homelander fucking murks him. He was a fine character, and I think he is neck and neck with Lamplighter and Popclaw, so I'll just put him here. Yeah. He was fine. These three guys could go in the midsection, but because the boys is just so fucking goofy, they all had their moments, so I'll put them a little higher. All right, now we have Translucent, the first soup that gets murked in the story, and one of the original 7 members, and he is the invisible guy, and he is a pervert and uses invisibility for the worst stuff, like to snoop on girls. But he is you know, him as a character sucks. I didn't like him as a person because he's a creep, but he served such a pinnacle story when Butcher and Huey has to explode and kill him, and then also it establishes the tide shift of, oh, we can actually kill these soups. There is ways. Maybe not Homelander, but most of them. So I like him for that purpose. He served a great plot point. He has to go in at least a good section. I don't think he goes in great because he wasn't much in much of the show. He was better than some of these characters here, and I think he goes right behind Madeline. Yeah, cool. All right, we have also Ashley, the other Ashley 2, the assistant to the assistant. She's fine. I mean, she's mid. She's like the end of mid because she literally serves no purpose besides the joke that her name is also Ashley, and she gets killed. And sad, but it is what it is. All right, we have Crimson Countess. I think that's her name. Crimson Countess. She is funny. At first, I didn't really like her as a character, but then when you find out that she's doing whatever she can to make money, and she started doing the cam stuff, and then, yeah, she's fucking funny. The little music video or whatever, musician shit, that stuff was funny. I think she's going to go in good for me, and she made me laugh a lot with her arc, so I think she deserves to go a little bit higher than some of these guys. She was funny. Yeah, there you go. I'm good with that. Oh my God, Tech Knight. All right. This is an interesting one because Tech Knight was originally introduced in Gen V, and I have to account for that story in Gen V. And then I have to account the story in The Boys. Oh my God, he is crazy. He comes from old money, slavery money, and owns prisons, private prisons, which is like the worst human beings that own prisons and was from slaves. Did one of the most fucked up racist scenes when he looked at A-Train and was like, yeah, my family owned slaves. You would have, yeah, I'm sure your great-grandfather was, here at some point or something like that. That was insane. Then also the craziest episode, possibly, I don't know. The one with the penis exploding was pretty crazy too. But the funniest episode for sure, the Zendaya scene and everything. Tech Knight is fucking, dude, to be a one episode character, but yet, well, he was in Gen V, but I have to put him in great because that was the best fucking episode in my opinion of the season. Like dude, he is crazy, and he made me laugh so much with the Zendaya, and then also the scene where he's like locked up and they want to like kill him, and he's like he's a sex addict and masochist, so he loves the torture. And then they're like, how do we torture him? How do we donate money to Black Lives Matter? That's what got him to dude, he is funny. For the fact that he was so funny, I have to put him this high because not him, but all the scenes involving him was just so funny. Yeah, he's going there. He's a great character. All right, Web Weaver. Web Weaver as a character was mid. Him as an idea was really funny because Huey had to play it, but for that reason, he was really just a druggie and a Spider-Man parody at most. I mean, he was funny as a Spider-Man parody. I mean, he made me laugh. He made me laugh with the scene that making stick that shit up his butt. That was pretty funny. But yeah, he had like 3 scenes, 2, the one with and then the one with Homelander where he dies. So can't really put him too high. I feel like I have to put him in mid, actually, because it's the same thing as Victoria's daughter. It's like in like 2 scenes. We have the octopus girlfriend of the Deep. She was funny, bro. Like, she served such a funny role. It's like, oh, Deep, come hang out with me and all that. And also, like, speaking of the Deep's ex-girlfriend that he was about to get married to, like, that whole relationship, that was funny, man. She's a good character. They made a fucking octopus a character. She has to go in good, right? I mean, I liked her more than Firecracker. Firecracker was kind of annoying. A sad way that she had to go too. All right, we have the Deep's ex-girlfriend. She's fine. She's a mid character. She's kind of religious and kind of sucked a little bit and was definitely just a setup relationship. So she had like one funny scene, so I'll give her that. But yeah. All right, we got MM's ex-wife and the baby mama. She serves as the heel, or not the heel, but the sole motivation along with his daughter. So I'll rank them together. And yeah, they're very similar to Becca and Huey's dad. They all are kind of anchors for them, although we don't get to see them too much, and they don't have any dramatic scenes like Becca and Huey's dad. So I would have to rank them a little bit lower, but it is MM's story, so I would put them right here. Yeah. Dude, all right, so this one's interesting because we don't really get to know much substance about this character. She has like the telekinetic powers, and what's her name? Cindy. We find her out during that, like, you find out like the Vought had like this like whole storage of soups, and she's also in the very last episode of The Boys where she was one of the few to capture along with the love sausage or whatever. She's badass, but we don't get to see her at all, really do much. So she's a cool character. Bad. I mean, I'll put her at the end of good. Her powers are pretty cool. All right, we got Soldier Boy's sidekick, Gunpowder. Gunpowder was an interesting character. He actually secretly hated, Soldier Boy, and he also had a really cool scene with Huey. Good character. I mean, if I'm going to put Love Sausage here, it's only fair if I put Gunpowder around this range as well. It served good roles, short-lived scenes, but it is what it is. All right, we got Blue Hawk, or a character that serves purely mainly around the arc of A-Train, and I do love A-Train as a character, so this is a pinnacle character for his arc. Although he doesn't get to do too much, the impact that he had was pretty cool in A-Train's story, so for that reason he is going to go with a lot of the good characters that just was like key plot points. I do like him more than some of these characters, so I'll put him right there. We have technically X because he died, RIP, but the boyfriend to MM's ex-wife. Forgot his name, but he's essentially a extreme right wing. I said white, same thing, right? I'm just playing. White right-winged Homelander supporter, an extreme version, but then gets killed by Homelander, which is crazy. I would have put him in mid, but his last scene where he was like trying to suck off Homelander, but then gets killed by him was pretty fucking interesting of a scene. So I'm gonna put him along with these guys. The one-offs. I feel like I'm going to have to put him higher because he actually did serve much more of a role. So I'm gonna put him above Gunpowder. Yeah, that's more fair. All right, we have Colin. Colin was interesting. I think they did Colin and Frenchie's story disjustice by not adding enough substance. It was so fast paced that we didn't get to feel enough sympathy for that relationship. And then whenever it died, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, he's a one-off character. I think Colin was done dirty. He could have that story could have done much better. I think I'm gonna have to put him in mid, dude. It just had so much more potential, the relationship with him and Frenchie. I put him right here. No, I put him at the end of mid. Who is this? Why am I blanking on this person? I'm going to have to search this one up. Oh, I found out. Okay, this is Elena, a Maeve's girlfriend. Mid. Because, I mean, we don't really get to see much. I mean, she had, like, substance with Maeve's story, but that was about it. I did like her, though. She was pretty cool. I'll put her up there. Top of mid. Here we go. All right, we got Susan. Auntie Susan. Wait, no, not Susan. Sorry, I'm searching up her name because I'm blanking on it. Who the fuck was Susan? Susan was a different character, sorry. Okay, this is Grace. Grace, that's right. Mallory. All right, so Grace, she served as the CIA director or whatever the fuck of the organization that represented MM and Butcher back in the day. And she also oversaw Ryan's upbringing for a certain stint when Ryan's mom died, Becca. And she also knows Butcher's past a lot and was one of the few characters that does. I think Grace is a pretty good character. Not great. I think she's... Do I put her above Sage? I think I do. I actually do like her. Sad way that she went with Ryan. It's funny that she's right next to him. But yeah, Ryan fucking killed her. She's like his aunt, bro. That was crazy. All right, we've got the blind dude. Which one is this guy again? He was in like 2 episodes. Actually, he was in 1 episode. He was applying to be a blind spot. That's his name. He was applying to be a hero in the 7 and then gets fucking killed like instantly, bro. That shit was so funny. A one-off character, but funny scene. Interesting that this is even in the tier list. He goes next to Web Weaver. Same thing. It gets like 1 scene, but funny. Yeah, I'm okay with this list. I'm sure I would move some things around if I really sat down and think about it, but I've been filming for an hour now, so I'm not gonna be doing that. All right, let's establish who's the goats though. All right, so we got Bad right here, the moms essentially, which is so funny. Do I put Colin in Bad because they wrote him so badly? Nah, I'm not gonna put Colin there. Yeah, he's a mid character. All right, so then we got mid. We got a couple mid characters, but majority of this show, it's a good show. Most good shows gonna have a top heavy tier list. I mean, most of them are good characters. All these are mostly side characters or one season characters, with the exception of like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 recurring characters. And but the recurring ones are in the top of the list because they're bangers. Well, actually, there's like 6, but then we go to the best characters. We got great characters. A few of them are one-offs, but they were just so pinnacle to the story. And then we have the best, bro. Just the reasons I watch this show. And the GOATs are going to be the Deep, Homelander, and Butcher. I think this is a valid list. I love these guys, and I love these guys. I love Kimiko. I love Huey. I love Soldier Boy, bro. That was a great season. A-Train was awesome. And yeah, that's my list. You guys haven't seen The Boys yet, go fucking watch it. You guys didn't watch this tier list unless you guys watched The Boys. Come on now. Yeah, let me know what you guys would do different in your guys' tier list, and let me know what I'm gonna tier list next. I know I have Attack on Titan releasing very soon because I already filmed that one, and I actually filmed that before this one, but The Boys just ended, so I was like, I'm gonna upload this. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day or week or whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.